Yes, this is electrodynamics, but we're going to talk about the wave equation, the one-dimensional wave equation. So let's just get to it. Suppose I have, and we're going to animate it in Python, so we're going to do some great stuff here, WebVPython. Suppose I have some function f as a function of x, and it looks like this. Let's just say it's a sine wave or something like that. But what if it also changes with time? Well, then we have a wave, and so the wave has to obey the following: the second partial of the function f with respect to x, that's in the x direction, is 1 over the velocity squared, the second partial of f with respect to time squared. That is the one-dimensional wave equation. Now, one of the things I should point out is that this velocity of the wave, v, depends on not the function, but it depends on the material or the space or electromagnetic waves. Okay? So if it's a wave on a string, then that velocity depends on the linear density of the string and the tension of the string. It doesn't depend on what you do to the string. Okay. Let me just show you a solution to the wave equation, and we can just check it really quick. So suppose I have f as a function of x and t is a sine kx minus omega t plus some phase shift delta. Okay, so what we're going to do is show this is true. I'm going to take the derivative of this with respect to x, and I get a times cosine times the derivative of this, so I'm going to get a k, and then I get cosine kx minus omega t plus delta. Right, the other stuff, it's a partial derivative, so the other stuff didn't change. Now I take the second partial derivative of f with respect to x, and I get negative a k squared sine kx minus omega t plus delta. Okay, now let's go to the other side. The partial of f with respect to t. Well, it's the same thing. I'm just going to get negative omega a cosine kx minus omega t plus delta. Right? So here I take the derivative of negative omega t, and that's where I get the negative omega. Take the derivative again, second partial of f with respect to t. I get a negative here, and I get a negative here. So I get a negative, 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 which is negative. So I get negative omega squared a sine kx minus omega t plus delta. Okay, so this is going to be true. Let's just if I put this equal to this divided by 1 over v squared, then I get k squared equals, because this a sine k of all that cancels, 1 over v squared is omega squared. So that has to be true. So that's a property of k and omega. So k and omega are not independent if the velocity depends on the medium. Okay. So what I want to do now is to animate a graph. We've seen that that's a solution. I'm going to actually have two. This is going to be really important. I'm going to have two waves I'm going to add together. So I'm going to actually have 3 animated graphs. And that's what I want to focus on, how to make an animated graph. If you want to make an animated graph in real Python with matplotlib, have fun with that. Okay? Animated graphs in WebVPython, GlowScript, way, way, way easier. Let's just get to it. So we're going to make a graph. I'm going to have to pick some values of stuff, and that's fine. I'm going to make a graph. So here's my graph. Oops, you got to be in the window, buddy. G1 equals graph. X title equals X. Y title equals, I call this F, right? F is my Y. And then I'm going to give it a width. And let's give it 400. Make it nice. And a height. Okay, now I'm going to need something to plot. So that's going to be, I'm going to call this F1. F1, it's a G-curve. Color equals color dot blue. Now I'm going to need my parameters. So I'm going to need an A. Let's say A is 0.1. Omega is, let's call this omega 1. I'm going to change that. Omega 1 is, I don't even know what I'm going to pick 3. No, 1, I think. And then K is 4. K1. Yeah, because I can't change omega 1 without changing k1, because those are related. Okay, but by the velocity. Now what else? Let's see, a, k, omega. Okay, so I got it. Oh, delta. Let's call it as d1. d1 is, let's say, pi over 10. I'm just picking stuff here. Okay, now we can go ahead and start plotting things, but I'm going to need my x value of 0, y value of, t value of 0, dx 0.01. So I'm changing x and y, or t. So dt is 0.01. So let's just go ahead and make the graph and not animate it. Okay, so I'm not going to change time. I'm going to have time the same. Oh, but that's bad. Because if time's the same, and if t equals 0, then everything's 0. So let's just, no, it won't, because I have a delta in there. Okay, so while x is less than 4, I wanted to see what the sine wave looks like. So I'm going to go through and just plot everything. Oh, I can make a function up here. Let's call this def S1, or S1. And I'm going to give it x and t. And then, so this one's going to return, let's just return, that should be A1. Right, because I could have another amplitude. I'm going to have two waves. Return A1 times sine K1 times xt minus omega 1 times tt plus d1. That's what's going to return. So while this is true, what I want to just do, go through and plot my function. So f1.plot x and then s1 of xt. And now I'm going to increase my value of x. X equals x plus dx. Okay, nothing super great here. Great, there's my function. Okay, now we want to animate it. So how do you make an animated graph? So here's what we're going to do. We obviously want to go through and change time too. So right here, I'm going to say while t is less than 4, let's do it for 4 seconds, and rate 100, right? Because I want to animate it. I need to tell it how fast to do that. And then what I'm going to do is do all this stuff. So that's going to be in my loop. Okay, so every time I do the x, I'm going to have to reset my x value. That's obvious. I'm going to have to go back over there. Now, in order to plot this, I'm going to make a list called F1 data. And it's an empty list every time I get back at the beginning of the loop. I want to move this up a little bit. That makes more sense. Okay. So now over here, instead of F1 plot, what I'm going to do, where'd my dx go? Oh, there it is. I don't know how I got, I do know how I got that down that far. Okay, so instead of that, I'm going to say f1.data equals f1 data, not dot, plus my data point that I'm going to plot. So instead of plotting everything, I'm going to add it to a list, and then I can plot it. So I'm going to make a list of my x and y values. So my x value is going to be my x, my y value is going to be s1 of xt. Just like before, but now I'm not plotting it, I'm just adding it to a list. Now once I get done going through all my x values, now I'm going to draw my whole curve. So I can do that with f1.data equals fdata. Now, so f1.data says take the function f1 and here's all the data, right? f1 data, my name, you could call it whatever you want. Now I need to increase time, t equals t plus dt. Let's run it. Look at that. Animated graph. Super easy, super awesome. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to add a second graph. Okay, so down here, let's just say A2 equals 0.08. Omega 2 is going to be equal to 0.8. Now, K2, okay, so if you look over here, K2 is the square root, or K2 is going to be omega over V. So I can't just pick whatever I want. So I'm going to say this omega 2 divided by V. And I never said what V was. So V is going to be equal to omega over K. So it's going to be omega 1 over k1. That way it's the same medium. Now down here, let's just copy this and make a second one. Oh, I didn't give it a D. I'm not going to have a phase shift to my second one because I don't really care. So I'm going to paste this right there. I'm going to call this S2, and it's going to be A2, K2, omega 2, and no D. Now, I do need another graph up here. So let's say F2 equals G curve, color equals color dot red. And then down here, when I go through my X values, I'm going to calculate two F datas. I'm going to do one for F1 and one for F2 data equals an empty list. And down here, F2 data equals F2 data plus X S2 XT, like that. And then I'm gonna animate both of them. F2 dot data equals F2 data, just like that. Uh-oh. I think I know what I did. What did I do? Oh, I didn't put a, ha. Well, I can't believe I caught that. Okay. There you go. So you notice they're moving with the same speed, right? Because it's the same medium. So now what I want to do is to add those two waves together. One of the things that's really useful is to say that any wave can be a superposition of sine waves. And we'll do that later, and we'll also use exponential notation, complex exponential notation to add them, which is really easy to take care of the phase shift. But let's just add these. So I'm going to make one more graph. F3 equals G curve, color equals color dot green. You can make it whatever color you want. And then down here, I'm just going to make another function. F3 data equals an empty list. And down here, F3 data equals F3 data plus X. And now here I'm going to have S1 X of t plus S2 X of t. That's it. And then I just need to update that. So F3 dot data, or plot it, equals F3 data. And let's run this. There you go. So you see the red and the blue curve are trig functions. But the green one is not, because it's a superposition. So there you go. We're going to do some more wave stuff. This code, link to this code down below. Have fun with it. Talk to you later. The end.